Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Innal hamdalillah nahmaduhu wa nasta'inuhu wa nastaghfiruh wa na'udzu billahi min shururi anfusina wa min sayyiati a'malina. May yahdihillahu fala mudilla lahu wa may yudlilhu fala hadiyalah. Asyhadu an la ilaha illallah wa asyhadu anna Muhammadar Rasulullah alladzi la nabiyya ba'da. The first, let's thanks to God Allah and all praise to Him, the Lord of the world, the creator of everything in the universe, who has given us mercies and blessing until we can be together in this place. Secondly, peace be upon to our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who has brought us from the darkness to the lightness. Okay, my brother and sister, let me introduce myself. My name is Rizal Fauzi Mustafa from class Islamic Religion Education 3F with name 12120202221. Here I want to fulfill the examination about analysis film Laskar Pelangi. The first, there is a main and supporting actors. They are Lukman Sardi, Ruharyadi Syah Ramadan, the next Febrian Syah, the next Dewi Ratih Ayu Safitri, the next Matias Mucus, Yogi Nugraha, Marcella L. Jolia Kondo, Aryo Bayu, Teku Rifnu, Tora Sudiro, Zulfani Feris, Ferdian, Cutmini Theo, Jeffrey Yanuar, Levina Nagara, Slamet Raharjo, Rike Diah Pitaloka, Jajang C. Nur, Alex Komang, Robi Tumewu, and last their Syaiful Akbar. Okay, for the second is movie content. School life in the village of Gantong, Belitung Island, which is so concerning. This is because the elementary school is the only school for poor children in the area. Even worse, there was a threat from the local education office that the school had to be closed due to a shortage of students. The elementary school is called Muhammadiyah Gantong Elementary School, the school where Ikal attends. In the midst of confusion, Mr. Harfan and Miss Muslima, because there were only 9 students at the school at the time. Then a miracle came when Harun and Lintang suddenly came to shock the entire school board. The 11 students at Muhammadiyah Gantong Elementary became known as the Rainbow Troops. Broadly speaking, this film tells about the daily life of Ikal and his friends in studying and spending time together. However, there is another problem because Ikal feels sad because Ling has left him to accompany his aunt. Ikal is no longer enthusiastic about studying, but thanks to his friends, Ikal is enthusiastic about learning and becoming a successful person. Sadness came again when the school was left behind by a valuable figure in the school, namely Mr. Harfan. Mr. Harfan fell asleep at the study table and Mr. Harfan died. The spirit of the children and mother were broken because they felt they had lost a strong and wise leader. However, the enthusiasm of the children, including latitude, made Mrs. Mus realize that she felt touched to see her own school children without a teacher, and finally her enthusiasm came back for them. A miracle happened when the Muhammadiyah school, led by one of the rainbow troops, was able to learn even by the children because there would be a quiz. The exercises were always taught by Mrs. Moose for the success of their students. The miracle reached its peak when three children of the rainbow members, there are Ikal, Lintang, and Sahara, succeeded in winning the Smart Eagle contest beating PN schools and state schools, an achievement that has been stolen by PN schools for decades. However, the enthusiasm for learning Muhammadiyah children is a worldly result with their sacrifice and limitations, making as the Muhammadiyah win the competition and the trophy becomes to for the success of the student of the rainbow troops. Their days are always filled with jokes and laughter and tears. After the competition, Lintang doesn't go to school. Behind all their joy, there is a student named Lintang, a member of the Rainbow Troops who struggle for education deserves and thumbs up. He is willing to go the distance, 80 kilometer, to go back and forth from his house to school just so he can study. He never complained, even though on his way to school he had to pass a lake that had crocodiles in it. In the end, Lintang and friends and Mrs. Moose received a letter from Lintang which said that Lintang could no longer continue his studies because his father is passed away. Of course, this is a deep sadness for Laskar Pelangi members. Lintang, as the eldest son, has to support all the needs of the younger siblings. That's when the class lost a well of knowledge that never runs dry of knowledge. However, the struggle continues, all continue to strive to be what they have aspired to be. Even though at first they didn't dare to just aspire with their Muhammadiyah upbringing, they had a mental attitude that never gave up. And the end, Ikal's story, the character I in this story gets a scholarship to study in France at Sorbonne University, an extraordinary achievement for a Belitung child who is marginalized by circumstances. Although not as lucky as Ikal, Lintang was able to fulfill his father's wish not to become a fisherman like his father. He becomes a truck driver but still has a horizon of knowledge that is still unmatched by anyone including Ikal himself. It doesn't matter how their school looks, how simple their teachers are, how poverty has taken away some of their rights, but education that comes from a fighting spirit and sincerity can change for the better. For the next, there are moral message. The moral message contained in the Laskar Pelangi movie is enthusiasm because of limitation is not a barrier for us to demand education, because education is actually important for now and the future. Our obligation to finish studying is to repay our sacrifice for both parents with something that can make them proud and happy for us. Goals can be achieved even by fighting all forms of limitation and uplifting our spirits. Solidarity, togetherness, familiarity, warmth, struggle, and sacrifice are in the friendship that is in this film. Mutual respect and respect from an early age in children for citizens of a multicultural nation can also be an example for us Indonesians so we don't differentiate one from another. For the last, there is integration of this film in social life in the future. The integration that we can take from this Laskar Pelangi film is that this film teaches us the true meaning of friendship. Apart from that, this film also teaches us that even though we live within limitation, we can still dream and try to make our dreams come true. Uh, Maybe enough until here. I apologize from all my mistake. And the last I see you. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.